YouTube. Okay. All right. Hello, everybody. We're going to give everybody a second to get on here. I am coming to you live from South Dakota. So I drove straight from the Rubicon over here. And like I said, we'll give everybody a few seconds here to get on. While I'm waiting, it is July 31st. I can't believe it's end of July already, almost August. And hello, GenRight Nation. Thanks everybody for joining us. I'm Tony Pellegrino, and this is Tech Talk, something that we do every Wednesday at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. So let's see. If you're on live, that's great, because that's my favorite way to interact with you guys. And I've got Jennings to read the questions for me. I'm going to talk about the Rubicon. I'm going to talk about stage 1. I'm going to talk about all the stuff you guys want to talk about. So we've got quite a bit of things to talk about. Remember, you can just type in a comment, and Jennings will be able to read that back to me, and be happy to answer those questions. Let's see. If you missed any Tech Talk, you can go back over on YouTube. That's our best spot to go find our live and rewatch them. So today we're going to talk about the Rubicon and kind of give you guys a recap of Jeepers Jamboree that we just went and did. There were several of us that went out there, friends and customers, and really quite fun. So Jennings, you want to tell me who we got watching so far?
Two Feather Channel says, I want to talk about Jeeps. You're in luck.
You're in luck.
That's what we do.
That is what we do. Yeah.
Jerry DeRimple says, hello, GenRight. Matt McDonough says, hey, guys. Jay Rubicon Thor says, hello, Tony. Can you send stuff up to 360 off-road base in the East Coast?
I'm not sure what he's talking about.
Me neither. Rick Turner says, hey, it's Rick from Arkansas. It's Sensei Tony time.
Yeah, heck yeah. I'm trying to
Great
adjust.
Brown says hello from Kentucky.
Nice.
Oh, Chad Warner says hello. Guess you're on the road again. Richard Peterson says hi from Lodi in NorCal. JC Cologne says hello, GenRight family. Nice. We got VB Tom says hello, GenRight Nation. Thomas Chandler says how nice was floating in that river.
It was nice. The weather was the best it's been, and the water was warm. So it was really nice.
Deborah Carnell says hello from Chandler, Arizona.
Hi, Deborah.
Alex Israel says, hey, guys. VB Tom Ari's watching, says YouTube is on.
All right. Can everybody hear okay? We had any hearing complaints? Any, is it sounding okay?
They said I can hear you. Yeah. Troy says, hello, Jennings. Hello, Troy. Someone says no mic on Facebook, but I heard them saying they could hear on Facebook. So they're saying good audio. I think we're good.
Okay. Excellent.
JG Murphy says howdy from Tempe. Thomas Erkey. Nice. Steve Bird's watching. Hi, says hey, Tony.
Nice.
Doug Frost says hello from Tombstone, Arizona. Bobby Cleveland says hello from Oklahoma.
Nice.
And G Pope is watching. Albert Gutierrez is watching. Esther Parrott Newcomb is watching from Virginia Beach.
Nice.
Mark Lawrence is watching, and
wow.
People are still jumping on.
Okay, well, great. Great.
Everything looks and sounds good to me.
All right, good. We're going to cover some stuff. I do have the Jeep parked outside, and we've got a new setup that we're using here that I'm sure will be able to follow me out there, and we can talk if we need to outside. I do have a slideshow that I wanted to show you guys as well on my laptop, so we'll try and get to that.
Jay Rubicon Thor says, sorry, can Tony say hello to 360 Off-Road Club?
Hello, 360 Off-Road Club.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah.
And they like your shirt.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, this is an older one that we made maybe a couple years ago. So we churn through the designs. That's one of the things we do, is just kind of make them a limited item. And when you see it, you know, Jamie's got new stuff coming all the time. Jump on and get one for yourself. So, all right.
Gringo 392 Ed says Jeepers Jamboree was great. Hard to believe it's over already.
Yeah. So Ed, Sergeant Jeep, and Will Rogers were the three new builds that joined us on Jeepers, and it was a lot of fun. It was great having everybody along. Of course, Sergeant Tommy's is a JK Elite, and the other two are JLEXS builds, both 392s, and those both did great. So Ed was rolling on 42s like me, and that made the trail quite easy, to say the least. So
wait, I got a couple of more. Tom Nagley just jumped on. Hi, Tom. And Ginger says hi. Hello, Ginger.
Nice.
And Mark Lawrence said that I need to say that Terremoto looks great in the NorCal mountains. Oh, Tony, can you wish Ben Nagley a happy birthday? He's here watching with us.
Happy birthday, Ben. I saw something earlier. Ben. Yeah, that's awesome.
I saw that picture of Ben with all the Jeep girls looking all cute.
Yeah.
And Art is here. Art Warner says, "Hey, Tony and Jennings, Jamboree was good fun." Hi, Art.
For sure. So, if you're not familiar, there are 3 different runs on the Rubicon. There's Jeep Jamboree USA, and then there's Jeepers Jamboree, and then there's Jeep Jamboree also, that's done by the Georgetown organization. So you have 3 opportunities to run them. We went on Jeepers Jamboree, which is an adult. Nobody under 16 years old is allowed to go. It's an adult party, and it definitely has that atmosphere, and it is completely different than the other 2. Although the other 2 run the Rubicon Trail, they don't have the same atmosphere that Jeepers does. Now, all 3 feed you breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So you're obligated to pack in, you know, your camping stuff to set up your tent and sleep and everything, and bring extra snacks or beverages, whatever you want. That's about it as far as similarities. They do have mechanics halfway along on the trail and at the end, and they also have spotters to help you get through the different obstacles. So if you've never done the Rubicon, it's a great way to do it. The organizer told me that 31 people shipped their Jeeps this year from all over the country, and just flew in and did the Rubicon. So if you're far away, don't have the time to make the drive there and back, that's an option. It is a little pricey, but she could probably recommend some of the shipping companies as well. So you just have to call the Jeepers office in Georgetown. And I'm going to show you some pictures of that in a second. Let's see, the other thing I was going to tell you is that this trip was full. There was 450 Jeeps and 1,400 people. And it was great as far as I was concerned. Everybody was out on the water, socializing over with the band, or at the bar, or at the fire. So yeah, quite a nice outing, and the weather was perfect, like we said earlier. Same with the water temperature was really nice as well. James, did you have something you wanted to say?
Yeah, it's Tom Nagley's birthday today too.
Oh,
just Ben.
Wow! Happy birthday, Tom!
Happy birthday, Tom!
Wow, both have the same birthday.
Your mom jumped on to watch. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom. All right, awesome.
And Rick Turner said, "It's almost time for s'more. I'm in a TJ Sport with Ruby axles on 35s. Pretty capable, but obviously not at your level. I definitely want to catch a ride for some of the gnarly stuff. Hopefully in a Tracer."
Yeah.
Are you going to have any Tracers there?
Yeah, there's going to be a bunch of Tracers there, and there should be some open seats. So just come on over. I know we have 85 people signed up, so we've got a good group of people. And I'm sure we're going to have to break that up into a variety of skill levels. So come on out. It'll be fun.
Tyler's watching. That's my Frisbee partner. Nice. What's up, Tyler?
Nice. Let's see. Oh, the other thing I was going to tell you guys is I ran into many of the Tech Talk viewers out there at the Rubicon, and I stood out at my Jeep and talked for hours to people about the differences in stage ones, and what's on Terremoto, and for a lot of people it was the first time they'd seen it up close, so it really gave them a chance to kind of check it out with me and have me point things out. And it was I know every person that got a chance to chat was walking away pretty excited about GenRight and what we do. So hopefully that gives you guys an opportunity or some motivation to get out there and meet me along the way.
You giving rides in Terremoto at S'more?
Are you going to be at that one?
No.
You aren't. Okay, so I would have an open seat. Yeah.
Rick Turner wants to ride in Terremoto too.
Okay.
And I'm sure he's not the only one.
Keep in mind, I don't know what some of you people look like. The doors don't open. It's a race car with a body on it, and you got to climb in. So if you need to do your yoga exercises before you attempt to get in, please do so. And the seats are not big, so remember they're race seats. So, all right. I was going to talk about a couple things, but let's do a quick slideshow.
Oh, we got one question.
Okay.
Jeff Lone asked, what spring height do you recommend for stage 1 Elite 3-inch? Is that the question? Do you recommend 3-inch
3-inch
spring height?
Yeah, that's what we're running right now, and we've posted a whole bunch of pictures on Facebook and Instagram showing the stage 1 flexed out, showing it driving on the street. The guys have been doing a lot of stuff while I've been over at Jeepers. They've been posting a bunch of stuff on that. So, and if you haven't been over to our website, we are running some current promotions on things, and I think roll cages are next. So keep an eye out for that as well. Okay.
Steve says if he can get in Terremoto, anyone can.
There you go. There you go. Okay, let's. I'm gonna try and do this here to get this up in front. We stage the whole thing out of the ice house, and I posted this picture, and just wanted to give you guys an idea of what it looks like. Everybody parks their RVs and trailers and Jeeps and everything there, and it's pretty cool. This is inside the ice house. There's a lot of memorabilia from over the years from GenRight and other people and Jeep shops and all kinds of stuff. It's one of those bars that has dollar bills all over the place, and they're very friendly, pool tables, the whole thing. You can even order food there. This is over in Georgetown. So after we park there at the ice house, we go over to Georgetown and go get registered at the Jeepers office, get our armbands, get checked in and everything, and then we grab some lunch. There's the Jeepers office. The girls are standing outside there, and when you go into Georgetown, you got to find that place and go check in. This is the Rubicon Trail. They have it posted on the wall, so that's kind of cool. We went over and checked it out, and there's their merchandise stuff that they were selling while we were there. Of course, Terremoto outside there, right outside their office. This is the old Georgetown Hotel and Saloon. There happened to be a GenRight equipped Jeep sitting out there, which was kind of cool. Took a picture of that, and I saw that guy several times out on the trail. And this is the morning. There's actually a video here that's going to play of us driving across the dam, and the sun's not even up. We got an early start. And this is how, when you get an early start like this, it's how you get in on the trail ahead of everybody else. Like I said, there was 450 Jeeps, so people were coming in quite late at night because you get stuck behind slow or broken people. So this gives you an idea. It's pretty cool. Everybody coming in.
Can you hear me?
Oh, are you talking to me? Hang on. There you go. You're back.
Two Feather Channel asks, is Ice House open only during those runs or all year?
No, not all year, but they're open, I think, Memorial Day through, I want to say Halloween. Yeah.
Can you tilt the screen down just a little bit?
Like this? More? More.
Yes.
I'm trying not to cover me from being able to talk. So anyways, you kind of get the idea there. Let's keep going. Here's a on the trail shot, and you know, we're just making our way along. It's pretty darn fun.
Yeah, that looks good.
There you go. You can see more. There you go, coming across the slabs. If you've never been out there, this is really cool. It's solid granite. Looks like another video is going to play. I guess this is us driving down the slabs. It's not very exciting. I'm going to skip that. This is us coming through the trees, coming through some of the rocks. Again, you know, this is the iconic Rubicon Trail, so it is definitely picture worthy. That's a stretched TJ. More shots as we're working our way through the trail. We made it in really quickly, and you can see there's some good stuff along the trail. There's one of our GenRight tire carriers and some other equipment on that JL. This is working our way down toward Buck Island Lake, and that is probably one of my favorite views right there, going down the trail. And then just some candid shots as we're going along. That's Corey's LJ with an LS in it. Now we've reached Rubicon Springs. If you've never been there, this is what it looks like. That's the trail right there, and then you just drive next to the grass. Pretty nice setup. And this is a view from our tent, looking out across this is the river, and people are out there floating, and there's easy ups, and it's really fun. This is what it's all about right here. So
Mike Stewart asked, what time did you get started?
6 a.m. sharp. Oh, here's Jennings. Obviously looks like maybe she's had a beverage or two. We'll pass that.
Oh my God, don't show that. What's going on there?
Okay, so this is, they have a bar there, and obviously you can see it's quite busy, but it's fun. It's a great place to get a frosty beverage of any kind, whether it's a soft drink or whatever you want, even water. So pretty nice. And this is where this is everybody lined up to get their dinner, and that's a live band playing in the background there. There's the crew all cleaned up.
Asked if you drove through the soup bowl.
No, we did not. A lot of those things are roped off. So there's the band with background there. All the people in line to get their food. Another couple shots. This is around the campfire a little later after dinner. Pretty cool. Just some more shots of the people. There's the girls up by our tents. And I don't know what this is. Oh, this is just us driving. We had a few. This looks like the way out. Yep, working our way up the big sluice. So, yeah. No
Trail
problem.
Time said definitely need to do the Jeepers Jamboree one year. It always looks like the time of a life kind of event.
It is. It absolutely is. Let's see.
And Rick said it's definitely on the bucket list.
Yeah. Yeah, here's
Derek Wells says, shout out to Keith in your office for the help on my track bar steering problems. Hopefully we got it figured out. Huge help. Thank you.
Good. So one of the other guys that was coming out with us, we met these folks from Quincy, us, which is cool. And again, looking back down on the view toward Buck Island. Here comes Brian and his LJ, Brian Crofts. Really nicely set up LS3 with a 6L80. And let's see what else we got. This is, looks like we're back at Loon Lake. Yeah, as we're coming back through. Oh, Jennings was driving for a little while. And yeah, just, you know, awesome views. You know, it is beautiful back there. Oh, just people wheeling along. And I think that's it. Okay. So, pretty good example of what it looked like out there. Now, the most common brakes, steering was number one. Whether it was the box, the tie rod ends, the tie rod itself. I heard all different levels of breakage. One even, the bolts came loose that were holding the box on the frame, and that stripped out a bunch of stuff. They had to get that guy a new box. Somebody else broke a sector shaft. These are all things you got to stay on top of. So we were looking over our Jeeps just to make sure everything was good. The other thing that went was ring and pinions. I did hear that, especially on the way out. That was holding everybody up. So, and I know I heard people running around looking for drive shafts and other stuff like that. I did not see any flat tires. So, do you remember seeing any, Jen?
No.
No.
So, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, I think for the most part, people were just, the trail was, I'm going to call it good, but it was rough. And a lot of people were banging their way through the trail, I can tell you that. So, yeah.
Jeffrey Holland has a spare tire question.
Okay.
It's a carrier question. Sure. 2013 JKU 40-inch tire. No tire in back of vehicle or something like your carrier. Okay, what's the question? I guess that's the question. 2013 JKU 40-inch tire. No tire in back of vehicle or something like your carrier.
Okay, that's the question. Okay, so yeah, I've got mine slid in. That's an option. You can do the tire carrier. By the way, the tire carrier, you got to remember, even if you don't carry the tire, it allows you to put our small cargo rack in it, and you can carry, you know, gas cans and a generator and a fire pit and firewood, you know, all kinds of stuff in that. So I'm a pretty big fan of the tire carrier itself to carry extra stuff, because you can carry, you know, almost 200 pounds of extra stuff if you want. Okay. And
Rick Turner asked, for the TJ, can you explain how the steering box brace works?
Yeah, what it does is it clamps on to the housing on the steering box where the sector shaft comes through, right down above the pitman arm. That runs across to the passenger side frame on the Jeep. So basically what it's doing is keeping the box, because the box is bolted up top, right? So it can kind of wiggle. So when you brace it from the bottom, it keeps everything tight. And I highly recommend it. Now, that said, when you clamp it onto the housing, you just make it snug. If you crank that down, you'll ruin the bearing inside there. So you don't want to do that. You just want to keep things from being able to wiggle. And it doesn't take much to support that. So, but highly recommended.
Mark Lawrence says, if anyone upgrades steering boxes before it breaks, RTF has a donation for used good parts. Helps the less fortunate that break on trail.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, the other thing I wanted to mention was I noticed that there were representatives from Cal 4 Wheel out there. And if you're not familiar with Cal 4 Wheel, that's one of the land use organizations that helps keep our trails open. And these guys also put on events like High Desert Roundup, like Sierra Trek. They do a bunch of them across the state each year. but Sierra Trek and High Desert Roundup are some of the more popular ones. And all those funds go toward legal teams to help keep our trails open, and we're constantly under attack. So it's $50 to join. Just you joining will get you more information about what's happening with the trails. Even if you don't do anything, your $50 goes a long way. So I wanted to encourage everybody to check out Cal 4-Wheel, and I know we've got links from it on our site, or you can just Google Cal 4-Wheel, and you'll be able to pull it up. But there's plenty of those out there, and if you're watching nationwide, you can join Blue Ribbon. You can also join Cal 4-Wheel even if you're not in California. And you know what it does is it helps keep trails like the Rubicon open. So if you ever do come out here, you're assured to keep it open. So it's a small investment to help the bigger picture. So, all right.
G Pope has a question
Sure.
for a friend.
Sure.
What are your thoughts on taking a JK suspension system that's designed as a 4-link and removing one of the control arms to make it a 3-link?
Are we talking about on the front or the back? So let's talk about this for a second. We describe our front suspension as a 3-link because it's got 3 control arms, which a lot of people call links, okay? But on the front suspension, there's also a track bar, okay? So that keeps the front end under the frame, right? Where in the rear, it's a double triangulated 4-link, and that triangulation is what keeps the rear end underneath the Jeep. So if we're talking about the front end, then you still have the track bar, but
it's front.
Okay, so it's let's take it a little further. One of the things that we do when we go to a 3-link is we upgrade the size of the bolts. The bolts on a factory front end are smaller than your pinky, and it's not good. So I would be reluctant to just pull a link off and run it with that. It'll probably break. So you do have to, when you pull that link off, you've got to have extra beef there to support all the energy on one side. If that makes sense. Okay.
Two Feathers Channel has a question.
Sure.
She says, Tony, you had both Mickey Thompson Baja Boss MT and Baja Legend MTZs. What are your views on the advantages and disadvantages of both?
Well, the Legend MTZ, that tread pattern is a little bit tighter, so it's probably going to be a little better on the road and quieter. Okay, the Baja Boss is what I prefer. Yes, it's a more open tread, but it's also the latest technology in tire construction. And I was going to tell everybody I'm actually going to have Mickey Thompson on Tech Talk September 11th coming up, because I'll be back in the studio, and they've got some new stuff they want to talk about, and we're going to talk about some of the way that things are made to help everybody understand what you're buying, so and why I like it so much. All right. Oh, by the way, I did air up my tires today when I got here on Terremoto, and I had only aired down to 15 pounds, which warm was 18 on the trail. So I really didn't air down much to run through the Rubicon.
Matt McDonough said, I broke a bolt on my rear lower control arm at the axle, so I had a 3-link by accident. Yeah, that's sketchy too. Lower control arms are quite important, and you were probably able to limp it out of there, but boy, depending on where you are and if you're deep in on a hard trail, that's going to be tough. I always carry extra bolts. That was one of the things on those sheets that you guys can download from our Tech Talk section on our website. They're all PDFs on what to carry extra, and everything from wheel sensors to throttle position sensors to bolts, nuts, extra heims, just whether it's for you or somebody else out on the trail, all that stuff is super handy. Belts, fuel pumps,
And speaking of fuel pumps, that reminds me, Aeromotive is starting a 30% off. That is crazy. That's like dealer cost sale tomorrow, August 1st. So if you guys have been holding out on getting your Phantom pump or dual Phantom pump or the little 340 replacement fuel pumps, they've got fittings, they've got fuel rails, they've got all kinds of stuff. So get over to their website tomorrow and check that out. Okay.
Hey, Mr. Bob Sweeney just jumped on.
Big Bob.
Himself.
Yeah.
He says, just turning it on. I hope you guys had a good time on Jeepers Jamboree this year. It was good seeing you guys out there again.
Oh, great. That's awesome. So that's a great segue into next year. So next year I plan to invite 25 to 30 people, and it will probably be one of the funner times you've ever had in your life. So if you think that you would like to be included in that group of people, go ahead and shoot me a message, a private message or an email, and let me know that you'd like to be included on that. We're going to have a really good time. We do shirts every day. We go to the meals together. We wheel in together. We wheel out together. We all camp together, and it's a pretty nice deal. So I know Ed and Gringo, he kept standing there at our campsite and just going, "This is the best camp here." And I've gone for 20 years, so trust me, I've scoped it out. And you guys have heard me say before too, like when I invite you guys out to join us, I don't do anything that sucks. So I've been doing this long enough. I know what to pass on and what's good. So here we are at the Black Hills right now. This weekend I've got wheeling runs planned, and then we'll be at S'more for 2 or 3 days of good wheeling there. And then we'll be over at Great Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion, where we're going to do our Bays Mountain thing on Wednesday, and then we'll do a Windrock thing on Sunday. So we still have plenty of stuff coming up, and that doesn't exclude joining us at Trail Hero or our Turkey Run, which are later in the year. So lots of fun stuff still up.
Ari wants to know if Mickey Thompson can talk about 42-inch stickies.
They certainly can. They certainly can. My understanding right now, I was just on the phone with them earlier today. They try and run the stickies in the colder part of the year, so like December, January, because the tires take so long to cure. A tire like the 42, they can only make about 30 a day. And the colder weather helps them cure more. They can make like 50 a day. So they try to wait till that time of year.
Janae says, good evening, Tony. Great stuff here. When do you think we'll see the install of JK Elite Stage 2?
Okay. Well, I know, unfortunately, we finished up our Stage 1 right as I was getting on the road. We had it at our big annual Jeep night. And I know the guys have been posting a lot of pictures of it flexed out and driving on the street and stuff. I almost took it to Jeepers with me because I wanted to show people how it wheeled on the trail, but the guys weren't quite done. They're finishing the instructions and a couple other little things they needed to. So yeah, they'll keep working on that, and we'll be talking about it more and more and more for sure. So all right.
Oh, hold on a second. I just switched over. Oh, VB Tom asked, do you know what trails you'll be running at the Black Hills yet?
I do, but you have to sign up in order to get that information. Because
he says I'll be there next June.
Oh, gotcha. Well, he can message me privately. But the trails we're running are tough. They're tough. And I've got a bunch of local guys going with us to make sure we don't get in big trouble.
Anthony wants to know what's for dinner.
I don't know. So I literally got here, parked, unloaded the Jeep. It's right outside, and turned on the Starlink so I could talk to you guys. So I haven't even thought that far yet. But I can tell you the weather here is beautiful, and there's still plenty of sunlight outside. And I plan on going for a drive as soon as we are off the air.
You're getting some comments about the Baja Boss versus the Legends. I just wanted to say I had both, and I prefer the Legends.
Well, there you go.
I thought they were smoother on the road and still the same off-road.
Yeah. I mean, that wasn't your harder core off-road vehicle. So.
Yes, it was. Okay. Let's see. Tony, Jerome asked, what are you looking forward to more, wheeling in Black Hills or Sturgis?
Both, actually.
Yeah, they're so different, right?
They are, and I'm amazed how many people are already here. The campground is packed. There's people everywhere, and yeah, I so much has pulled up, and I was like swamped with people and wanting to know what's going on, and you know where we're going. You know, so it's actually a very good time to hold a Jeep run because all the locals leave. So because they don't want to deal with the crowds. They're not used to a very quiet, sleepy town, and so we're gonna have the trails to ourselves. It's gonna be awesome.
Matt McDonough asked, are you going to swing by Dakota Customs?
I am. Yep. That's very close to where I'm camped right now. Yep.
And On the Rocks says, I have a 2001 Jeep TJ with a Dana 30. Would you build it or buy a 44?
I would get a 44. I mean,
buy a 44.
Yeah, unless you don't plan on going over a 35-inch tire, you know, you could build that 30, but otherwise get a 44. And honestly,
yeah, we're caught up.
If I know we've talked about this before, and I know it's everybody's on a budget, but if Jeeping is your thing, figure out a way to get 1-ton axles of some kind, whether they're Currys or junkyards or whatever. It really takes a lot of stress out of the trip because you've got the beef there that's not going to let you down. So. Just figure out a way to pull that off, work an extra job, sell some junk you don't use. Like, just figure it out. So.
Keith Ironside asked, what is the model number of the aeromotive pump that you recommend for the 2014 JKU with your 36-gallon tank?
Okay, so that's the dual Phantom. I can look it up. It's on our website. All you have to do is type in Phantom in the search box, and do you want the dual? Does he want the dual like I have?
Or he just posted the link, says it's listed in galleries.
Yeah, and it's right here. So
he just posted it in the comments.
Yeah, you can see it right there. And all I did was I went to the search box and typed Phantom, and it pulled up all the options. And this is the exact same one I'm running in Terremoto.
And Richard Jadlowski asked, now that I ditched the 44, is it still okay to do front digs?
Well, it's even better. You know, now that you don't have the 44, and now that you have a 60, yeah, now you can really have fun. Yeah.
VB Tom says, second job, good idea. Are you hiring?
I mean, you know, I talk to people all the time that can do consulting, they can, you know, pick up all kinds of jobs that they can make some serious cash on in a short period of time. And it's not like you're getting a second career, you're just doing it to get the parts you want and then bail, you know, and go back to working on your Jeep. So.
Anthony asked, are there any TJ takeoffs in the shop that you're getting rid of?
We haven't worked on a TJ in there in a long time. So I'm going to start working on my budget TJ when I get back. You know, whatever that is, sometime in October. So I don't know if everybody realizes I'm on the road now till, you know, September sometime. So
yeah. Joe V says 2017 JKU 1-tons are next on a list. 70-inch WMS versus 72-inch.
Yes.
Reasons for not going 72-inch. Optimal wheel offset respective to axle width.
Yeah, so you know, some of our Jeep friends went 72, and even with as much backspace as they can get on the wheel, they still had trouble getting through sections. 70 is the right width, and you run a 4 5/8 or 4 3/4 backspace wheel. Even on a 42, it doesn't make the vehicle look narrow or anything. It's just right, and I mean, Jennings and I just popped through the trail like it wasn't even there. So it's the perfect setup. Trust me.
Mike N says, I just want to put a shout out to the GenRight crew back in the office for the great customer service and help with my stage 1 high steer kit shipping issues. Thanks to all for the awesome products.
Nice. Yeah, I met a guy on the Rubicon that had ordered a aluminum roof from us, and it got damaged in shipping, and we sent him another one. So it happens, you know, unfortunately. So short of you coming to pick it up yourself, that's about the only way to assure it.
Lots of people want to go in Jeepers next year.
They should. They should be sending me an email or a private message right now that they want to be on that short list. So I talked to Bob. We've already got plans to do something very special for everybody that joins me for a very, I don't want to call it a VIP event, but it's going to be really nice. So
Birthday boy Tom really wants to go.
he should. I thought this was his year to get his house in order and be ready to rip on events next year. So
yeah, I don't know. Jeff Lone says, what is the width of Terremoto's tire edge to outside tire edge?
84.
All right.
Yep. 84 to the bubble.
Yep. Rick Turner says, I'm definitely looking forward to the TJ build. John Pena says, good meeting you at Jeepers. Definitely a blast.
Nice.
Two Feather Channel says, I'll sweep the floors to be in GenRight. Good, somebody should. Come on over.
Somebody should.
And we're caught up for now.
Cool. How are we doing on time? I don't even know.
It's 6:43.
Okay. So I can grab this setup and go outside and we can keep chatting out there by the Jeep. How's that sound?
Yeah.
Yeah? All right, let's check it out. Everybody's going to walk with me for a minute. It's going to be bright out here, so prepare yourself. I'm stepping out of the RV. And
Look at that beautiful RV.
yeah, look at how nice it is out here. I mean, this is unbelievable. So South Dakota, if you've never been here, in the right time of year is like the most beautiful place. There's Terremoto, speaking of beautiful. And just back from the Rubicon. Okay, so, you know, this is what I was talking about. You know, that does not look too narrow. You know, the Jeep itself has a great stance and a great footprint. So, as you can see, other than being just a little bit dirty, it made it through the trail just fine, as I would have expected for sure. I did have a lot of people, for those of you that have never seen the dash, I had a lot of people looking at the dash, the Motec unit. If you've never seen this, it's really cool. Tells you what gear you're in, gives you all your stats, you know, oil pressure, fuel pressure, temperatures, distance, you know, odometer. It's got several screens behind it too that tell me how many amps everything is pulling, and it is really nice. And then this is the touchpad that goes with it that operates everything. So yeah, a lot of people were checking this out, the GPS, you know, the whole 9 yards. So including the seats. We were just talking about the seats earlier. You know that those are the racing bucket seats. You see it sit deep down in there for sure. So, all right, what else you got?
Joe says iconic, looks great with its dirt wax.
Yeah, it's definitely dirt wax. And then somebody else was asking about, you know, the tire in the back. We make these mounts. I think you can see them right there. There we go. That go around the D-ring and then allow you to hook the strap on. So that gets the thing in there. Now on mine, I've got the quick fill. Let's see if we can see this. Yeah, the quick fill. Show the dash again. Sure. Okay, here we go. Yeah. So you can see I've hardwired my winch. If I keep my finger there. I also, right next to the seat, I keep a spare winch controller. As I told you guys, I've got my iPad in the middle. You can do everything from that, you know, music, movies, whatever. If you're stuck on the trail and totally bored, you can do your email or social media, and then of course the little rants over on the other side. I do have the quick release wheel. I've got down here, if I can tilt this thing, my race radio, my intercom, my shifter, Atlas, all that stuff is right down there. So yeah, everything super easy to reach while you are harnessed in. So that's because I raced this in 2020. You get real familiar with being able to reach stuff very easily. We've talked about it many times. My jack, my little scissor jack, is right here, right behind the driver's seat. You just undo the Velcro strap and it slips right out. You can see we've got 2 rear seats as well. And I've got my Carnage portable welder that we brought on the trip, and then my aluminum cargo rack that we had stuffed with everything. And I do have a chase bar on there, but I don't have it on right now because it's annoying on the street. It's probably certainly going to get you a ticket quickly. Other than that, the 3.0, you know, IBPs, the big 36-gallon tank, the flat belly skid, the frame mounted rockers, my armrests, the little Scotch mirrors, 42-inch Mickey Thompson Baja Bosses. They look really good. Yeah, it is so much fun. It is so much fun. And let's see, I'll just go like this for now. Yeah, not only do you get to wheel the iconic Rubicon trail, but it's super fun. You're probably something from me will rub off, you know, some kind of a good driving habit of some kind, I'm sure. And you know, God bless if you learn something. Terramoto is normal drive. Yeah.
Mark Lawrence asked if the Harley is in the trailer.
The Harley is not in the trailer. I rented one this time that's just like mine, actually even newer. So I pick it up tomorrow and I'll ride for a few days before our Jeep event. Yeah.
Mark Lawrence says hydraulic emergency brake lever in reach is a must.
Yeah.
VB Tom asked, what brakes are you running to stop the 42s?
These are the R1s, what they call their BBK, and that's a 6-piston front and a 4-piston rear. And I did want to show you guys something else. Let's take a quick look that we probably just brushed by. Do you see this lever right there? That is not only my parking brake, but if I lose a rear brake line, you just flip that lever and you can keep driving. So there's a lot of cool features on Terramoto. I was telling some guys on the Rubicon that I was talking to that there's nothing on this Jeep by accident, absolutely nothing. And every single thing has a purpose, its location, how it works, you know, whether it's whatever it's made out of, like every detail matters on this. So.
Deborah Carnell says, I had several people look under my skirt Jeep on the Rubicon. Very proud to tell them all about my GenRight.
There you go, there you go. Yeah, she's got the
Callie says
fully...
hi.
Oh, hi, Callie.
Uncle Tony says hi.
Yeah, nice.
That's my bestie.
Yeah.
Off-topic question. JC Cologne says, I'm planning on buying a car trailer. How wide is your trailer?
So, the trailers typically are like 82 and a half or 83 between the fender wells. So you either have to make drive-over ramps or buy them with drive-over fenders, or buy what they call a deck over. So the wheels are under the deck, and then you don't have to really worry about the width of your vehicle. Plus, if you blow a tire, it doesn't damage the fender. It stays down below the deck. And the last couple of new trailers that I bought, that's what I bought as deck overs. Yeah.
Did you install the Rugged Radio STX in Terremoto yet?
Not yet. I got part of the system installed before. I've just been spread so thin, but I want to get that in for sure. So.
And Matt McDonough asks, are you racing Terremoto again anytime soon?
I don't know. Racing is a pretty big commitment, and as you know, I'm a pretty serious competitor, and I take it quite seriously. So that means there's a lot of time that gets dedicated toward prepping the Jeep and prepping myself to make sure I'm ready for a long day like that. So I don't know. We'll see. I don't rule it out. That's for sure.
Ginger said, hey, I thought I was your bestie. No, it's Callie. Jeff Lone says, mine dumps just before the rear axle. Oh, sorry, there's a question about
Exhaust.
Relocating the gas tank. Can you show where the exhaust dumps out?
Like on mine? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, on Terremoto.
Let's check it out. So, the exhaust, let me see if I can get you guys.
Oh, Josh says, I'm hoping to see a picture of Terremoto on the strip during bike week.
Oh, probably, yeah. Let's see if I can get down here and show you guys. Yeah, it's right here. Do you see it right there? It's right behind the skid plate. Yeah, right there. And it's seen a little rock action there. But I have a little guard right here to keep the heat away from the Johnny joint. And that works really well.
Jerome wants to know how your experience was with the 42s on the Rubicon.
Oh, are you kidding? It was incredible. So here's what I can tell you about my experience with the 42s on the Rubicon. Let's check this out. So the 42s gave you such an advantage that we didn't hit anything. You don't hear the differentials rubbing over anything. You don't hear the bumpers hitting on anything. I didn't even air down that much. I only aired down to 15, which is 18 warm. So that's nothing. And we barely slipped a tire anywhere. So yeah, I'm super happy with the 42s. Now, that not anybody can just bolt these on. You got to have the right, axles and other equipment to be able to do that. So just keep that in mind. If you want 42s, you go get that second job or get a raise or something. Yeah.
He's asking, would 37s on the Stage 1 Elite work for the Rubicon?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yes.
so look, Jennings did it last year on 35s, and she, bumped and banged her way through there. I did it on 35s and a little YJ, but the YJ is a shorter wheelbase, right? So that's a completely different deal. So, but 37s is probably the norm for the Rubicon these days. So if you're on a 40, you're ahead, and then if you're on something bigger, then you're just driving over stuff. So, but yeah, 37s is more than enough. That's why I almost took our Stage 1 we just finished and drove it in that. So.
Mark Lawrence asked, what are your thoughts on 42s with keeping the stock 04 LJ with the stock 4.0 liter?
Well, okay, so the engine pulling it isn't a big deal. I had 42s on my original Growler, which was an 87 with a 4.2 liter engine. And I could go the speed limit anywhere I wanted to. I did the Ultimate Adventure. That was 1,700 miles of various, on and off-road driving with the 6-cylinder and 42s. So the whole thing is it's about wheelbase, right? You've got to be 110 to 118 to support a 42. If you're any shorter, it's just going to be a wheelie king. So you really got to look at your wheelbase to support that big tire.
Cheap Pope says I did it on 33s.
Yeah, I mean, people do. There was a guy on our way out that was on 35s. He was doing it. So
Ari said Cameron runs 40s on an old tired 4-cylinder.
right.
Is it a 4-cylinder?
Yeah, that's a 4-cylinder, and he did.
Wow.
What was it? Not you got to be nut. You got to be totally nuts. He did. You got to be totally
Yeah,
nuts.
he wheels the craziest stuff with that Jeep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jerome says, Tony, did you see the Curry is selling Platinum 70s with RCVs and they're offering a new gear size at 586? Any thoughts on that?
So here's the deal. Those are made for the 392 guy that just wants to bolt them in and not wait. They don't have any patience. The right way to do it is the way we're doing it, where you buy a bare axle, you get it under the Jeep, you set all the angles. When you buy axles like that, they're taking a guess at what your lift is, what a lot of things about your vehicle that if you're going to spend, those are probably $25,000 for the pair. I'd want to get it right for sure. So people just are impatient.
Okay, we're all caught up at 6:57.
Wow. Okay.
5:57.
557.
I'm in Santa Fe.
We'll give everybody one more minute to get a last question in, but otherwise, I thank everybody for joining us. It's always fun to come to you guys and field all these questions for sure. And I hope some of you motivate to join me next year on the Rubicon, because that is good. That is good.
How are you going to make it better next year?
Well, I don't want to give away all my secrets and what I
Give
got
away
in mind.
some.
What's that?
I want to know a little bit.
Well, you already know a little bit, but I don't want you
No,
to
I
say.
don't.
So,
Have a good night. They're saying thanks for the show.
all right, everybody. Thanks, and we'll see you next Wednesday from somewhere on the road between here and Missouri. All right? Till then, everybody have a good one.